Who is that?
Little Black Sambo?
No.
Huh?
You remember in Walterboro?
Chris?
No, Chris was tall.
Shorty.
Read what
Shorty.
it says. He never stood on his head for us, but he'd meet Mother downtown and it would make her so mad. He would say, he was a little black midget. He would say, "How you think I look?" Mother was so embarrassed. She just got so upset.
Did she do this?
She did. How you think I look?
Yeah.
Look. Y'all remember Shorty?
Merchants Bank.
Yeah. And there's this stove.
What
You got your glasses?
What is this, what is the book about?
Yeah, Carlton County.
Oh,
Listen,
What-
there are a lot
what
you've
copy?
seen. Wait a
Shorty.
minute, I
That's
marked
too funny.
all the, all right. Now, here's the little library, but it wasn't, they didn't have that when we
No.
were coming along.
no.
But look at this. This is the reunion, and there is Betty Marvin, Helen Frasier.
Oh, for
I
heaven.
had to read that because
Yeah.
you have to pick them out.
Yeah. How
What a
about
neat
that?
book.
Oh, it is. It's grand. Jim.
I'll be darned. Oh my
What
goodness,
it
Susan,
says.
look at it.
Yeah.
He's got the thin face, the Vonley face. Daddy, May,
him.
Jim. And read what it says. Always do that.
Read it out loud.
Dr. James A. Vonley practiced medicine in the county for many years until his death in 1990. Not only was Dr. Jim a family physician, he was a friend and confidant of many Colletonians, and he delivered me. You know, at first glance
He
I
did,
thought to
and I
myself,
swore it wasn't you. Valeria didn't have a baby with dark hair. We all have blonde.
I just took a glance at this page and my first thought was, is that Cheryl?
And this is the interesting one. Albert Novice was the wealthy Jewish man in Walterboro.
Yes,
He
he
had a
was.
crush on Mother.
On Mama?
He would, if she was featured in the paper in a photograph, he would cut it out and write a note about good job or something like that
Oh.
and mail it to her.
I didn't know
I
that.
think he thought she was Jewish.
Her coloring could have been.
It was. All right, now let me show you
Who is
another.
that?
John Siegel. You remember he was the sheriff, Siegel?
Yeah.
He was the sheriff.
The singing sheriff?
Apparently so.
I didn't know it.
He sang, I guess.
All right, look at. All right. I mark them for special reasons.
Mademoiselles.
Yeah, that's what I marked that one for. And downtown. But I want to show you one. All right, grinding sugar cane.
For heaven's sake.
Do you remember the time? You remember on the farm
Yeah.
that Daddy had a family there, and they had that big metal thing and were grinding
Yeah.
up sugar cane, and Mother
Then
and
cooking.
Daddy invited the Hudsons, and Eddie, their son, the age of Peter, had never been to one, and he stood there and watching it boil and boil, and then he spit in the whole thing. He went,
I didn't remember that.
and I thought, well, at least what could you do?
Boil.
You can't scoop it out.
Well, what did he
No.
spin in it for?
At least it boiled.
I don't know. I never have known.
Maybe
And
it's
see, the mule would go round and round, and they
Yeah.
would poke the sugar cane in the things that ground it, and the juice they'd have something under there. You put it in this with a fire underneath and boil it, and that made syrup.
oh, I was moonshine, huh? Isn't
No,
that
no,
kind of what
syrup.
moonshiners do?
I hope not. All right, now here's the one I wanted you to see. The brick
There it
store.
is. Oh my, next to Belk.
Yeah.
And you know what I had
It was
forgotten?
the first building in Walterboro.
First brick building.
brick building.
I'd forgotten how tall it was.
Yeah, I was
It
just
had three
thinking that.
It had 3 stories, you know.
I didn't
And that
remember
winding
that. I
staircase
remember
in the corner.
Staircase.
Oh, yes.
And we used to dare each other to see who'd go up the.
Nobody
I
nobody went to
never
go
went
the
all
third
the way
floor.
up.
Well, neither
I
did we.
never
No.
did.
It
Nobody
was
did.
dark.
And remember, on the
dingy.
side, you can barely see through that. They had a big window that you could step in, but they had iron shutters that you would close and put a big lever down to lock every night. And that's the way they locked the store.
Gosh, I wish I remembered that.
I remember when the Belks building
I
was
do
built.
too. I do too. And Daddy borrowed Mr. Hudson's Santa Claus suit from
Yeah.
Belks.
Every Christmas.
I remember that. We got some of you, all of us, with the Santa Claus.
But that's the best picture we have of
Yeah,
the
the
brick
brick
store.
store.
Now, you remember Beverly Scott.
Yeah,
He was on the Bataan Death March,
Yeah,
remember, was
yeah.
captured. Do you know he survived and came back
it was-
and taught
at
English
Clemson.
at but they don't call him Beverly Scotton. He's now known as Ben Scotton.
really.
Ben Scotton.
Well, I
And of
guess,
course you know who that is. Now I know you know your favorite friend's brother,
Bernard Warshaw.
Warshaw.
Oh, for hell.
Your mother loved Anna Mae Warshaw.
Obviously not.
Apparently not.
Apparently not.
I think she was the one that I said,
Yes.
may you have all the happiness you
She
deserve.
was mean and spiteful. She was so mean and ugly to
Red
your
hair.
mother.
Red
hair.
Why was she mean to you?
I don't know.
She was jealous of the Botley girls.
Evidently so.
I don't know why. She just had a mean nature.
Yeah.
Huh.
She didn't
You know
get
who
along
this
with
is.
anybody.
No.
You know who this is. Read underneath.
Helen and
And
Alvin.
Alvin. When
I
he
would never have recognized Helen.
No.
How about that?
It takes it from, in fact, one of these pages shows the remains of prehistoric animals that have been found around
In Walterboro. Oh
Walterboro.
my goodness.
And then it goes to the Revolutionary War and the heroes, and then the Civil War, and then Reconstruction, then up to modern times.
Where did you get this book? Where did you find it?
I'm a member of the Walterboro Preservation and Historic Society.
Society,
But I
okay.
got this years ago, and I'd forgotten about it, and I was cleaning up in the living room, and I was moving books, and I discovered this, and I haven't looked at it in years.
Well, if you ever see another copy somewhere,
I will.
get it for me.
Wonder
All right.
where, I bet we could order
We
it
could
from
go
Barnes and
from-
Noble.
All right, I want y'all to see the
Really
hospital.
Ackerman.
I want you to see the hospital where your mother was born.
Oh my goodness.
It was hardly more than a big house.
Mm-hmm.
But I remember you went in, there were stairs that went straight up, and the rooms upstairs were open to the downstairs.
Oh my goodness.
But Val was born there. Now, I wasn't, because somebody had blood poisoning,
Yeah,
and
you were
Doc
born at home.
made Mother have me at the house.
Mm-hmm.
But it was really a very pretty building. And do you remember in the spring they would have Easter egg hunts for children out there?
Yeah.
Mhm.
Yeah. Dr. Stokes,
Yeah.
Dr. Ackerman.
Oh, who is he?
That's John Wayne,
Oh my goodness, what's he doing in there?
showing what's on at the Ritz Theater. Your mother and
I
I
remember that
used to
theater.
get in there on Saturday for a quarter. You got in and you got a Baby Ruth candy bar. There was enough from that quarter to do
To
it.
get, we
do
saw some
it.
movies there when we were little too. Flipper,
Yeah.
Flipper was playing one
No, I think that was torn down. He built
Was it a new
another
one?
one on a side street.
Yeah.
We were at a
This
side
was
street.
here's the lollipop trolley.
That was next door to the brick store.
Yeah. The
Yeah.
lollipop trolley. And Oh, you got to look. You won't believe this. You know the house next to ours in Walterboro?
Yes.
Look at Colonel Jim Paget's house back then.
That's
Right here,
next door
but
on
you
the
wouldn't
corner.
recognize it.
Oh
No.
my goodness.
And it said he wanted the prettiest house in Walterboro.
I
sure
can
is.
believe that.
Yeah. But here, look at
That's
it.
next door to my mom's.
Yeah.
Yeah,
Right down the corner.
But it didn't have any trees or anything then.
But you've still got all these.
You got that in the side porches and all. And here's the interior. But that's after that Italian came from New Jersey and bought it.
yeah.
Colonel Jim's house was much prettier and elaborate than
Yeah.
that.
How about that?
You know who this is? Sunshine Bennett's house.
Uh-huh. Oh, the Watley house.
Where's the Vonley house?
Right here. But we didn't have that tacky fountain there.
That's
That
Jim's
man,
house.
yeah.
The
that-
Vonley house.
The house of the man came from upper New York State and bought it.
You put his
Put the
cannon,
cannon
out
out
front.
there.
Yes, and now this is a Virgin Mary
Oh,
water
no.
fountain.
Oh, stop.
And he had a cannon over here.
And they even called it the Vonley House.
Oh, yeah.
Built in 1920. Wow.
I can remember going there on Christmas, can't you?
Oh,
Val?
yeah. Oh, yeah.
Phyllis, we can remember
Nobody
going there.
invited-
On
they
many
told Daddy
occasions.
We
We had to
were
go down there.
invited
Here.
to come down and see the presents and the tree and everything.
The presents Snooky and Mary had.
Yeah.
I did.
Yeah.
Yeah,
yours.
none for us.
No.
No, I remember sitting there just like this.
I
Good
know.
looking at Blue Boy. That picture of Blue Boy.
You
And
could
we
not-
sat
we didn't
just
move.
like this. Didn't speak.
I looked at the rug on the
We
floor.
all looked at the floor.
Yeah.
Can we leave?
Yeah.
Can we leave?
Do you know who that is? Look at the face a while. We didn't know him at that age.
That age, who would that be?
Uh,
Alec Henderson?
yes, L boy.
For heaven's sake.
We didn't know him then. He
He
was
was
so much
killed,
older.
he was our best friend's older brother.
Oh.
The
Our friend
dearest,
Alex.
most handsome, gentlemanly young man, and he was a first lieutenant. And when they first started in France, he was killed, and his mother stayed in the house and didn't go anywhere for years and years until after the whole war was over, and they brought his body back to Walterboro.
My goodness.
She wouldn't go to church, she wouldn't go to town, she would not leave the house.
Oh.
But he was such a nice person.
Yeah. And unfortunately, his younger brother was
Was
not
not.
that good looking
No,
No.
and always resented it.
yeah. All right. Do you remember Key Sanders? That fat boy?
Yeah,
That's their home.
yeah.
That identifies them.
This is that
for
fat
them.
boy Kiwi's house.
Don't mock your elders.
Yeah, River.
Yeah, in
Who's
River.
this up here?
A lot of those people we don't know because they put in the people from Shawville and everywhere
Oh,
like that. We
okay.
didn't know them. Did I skip a page or did I just forget to take it out? No, I didn't. I did skip a page. You know what, the old water tower.
Yeah,
And it said they didn't keep prisoners in the jail because it was so damp. And now, to modernize it, you've seen people rope climbing.
yeah.
They have ropes on that for people to climb up. Now, I don't know who'd want to climb up that, and it's still in Walterboro.
I imagine there are always people that want to do that.
And it's still there. Wait a minute, I skipped one here.
Good gracious.
What did I put that for? oh, here's the local band, and Charlotte and Helen's daddy played in the band.
Oh, for heaven's
See
sake.
how old it is?
Yes. My gracious. Somehow I can't imagine him in a band.
Why?
I can't either. All right, here's some more of the houses.
Is the Hendersons House there?
Yeah, it is in there. This is at Miss Anderson. That was over near the Presbyterian Church.
Yeah.
And I think
yeah.
she taught Peter in kindergarten.
Oh, really?
All right, well.
Yeah, I think she.
Oh, this is the one I wanted you to show. Do you remember Miss Jeffries?
Yes.
She was a savage before she married Mr. Jeffries, and here she is with her mother.
How about that? What in the world? Who is
That's
that?
Miss Beulah Glover's house, and that's just somebody in a buggy pulled by a cow. It is. Come look at it.
Just a buggy pulled by a cow.
Oh, he's got the wagon and everything.
It's a bull.
Well, that's a kind of cow.
A male cow.
What cow?
And there's Miss Beulah.
Oh, for heaven's sake. Beulah Glover.
Yeah. All right, here. Here. Now come look at the church where we were
Oh,
married.
that was such a beautiful
It was
little
so
church.
pretty.
It's not the same one that's there now.
Oh no, this is the beautiful
This
old
is
church.
the pretty old.
Oh. Who was married there? Both of y'all?
Both of us.
Both of us, yeah.
Tell them about Lucy holding your train when you were marrying Dawn. Tell them
What?
that.
No, you tell them.
What?
Well, we loved Lucy. Lucy had been our cook
The little black
and everything.
lady?
She
wasn't
worked
too
for
little.
our family.
Yeah. And
All
when
those
Val
years
got
growing
married,
up.
she was waiting out in the vestibule because it was such a pretty church, and was ready to hold her train. And the music started, Here Comes the Bride. And Val goes with Lucy holding the train, only Lucy wasn't stopping. They had to get the florist to get Lucy to come back. She wasn't supposed to go to the front of the church.
She was going with her Valeria.
But we loved her. What was it she told you? Something. And I never knew that till years later, and you told me. I think you cried, didn't you?
I
The
don't know.
emotion of saying,
Maybe.
I think she cried, and Lucy told her to stop that. She couldn't cry. It was a wedding.
Oh my goodness.
Oh, she was. She had
bossed
been
us.
with us long enough. She could do that.
Yeah. And in this
Like
picture,
a little mum.
They were formidable.
pale,
Yeah,
but
They
you
did
know,
butt
it
heads.
was so beautiful.
I always thought so too.
Yeah. With white pews, and the it wasn't a big church, but the windows were enormous and had green shutters that you would close in the afternoon, you know, to keep the sun out.
Yeah.
And everything in it was white, except the golden pipe organ in the back.
Tell them
It
about
was
Mother's experience.
I'm not going to tell that. You better
Tell.
No, you
What?
tell them.
She has to stop the camera. and
She
go,
does not.
Yeah, this is the stuff I want to get.
This is too racy for y'all.
Come on, it's
Oh,
mama.
right.
I'll put a rating on it.
Tell them. You
No,
tell them
I'm
that.
not. No.
Tell us. Tell us.
You
Well, that was-
make me sound like I'm bad.
Oh, no.
Right. It's just telling them the truth. What happened?
What happened?
Mother was at church.
Well, yeah, go on.
There was a guy going around
Exposing himself.
Oh, okay.
at different places in town.
All right, I'll take over.
All right.
And Mother went to organ practice, and they were in the choir, which was up, and those beautiful windows were open, the shutters weren't closed. And Mother was in the organ singing and practicing, and all of a sudden she looked out the window, and there was J.B. exposing himself at the church choir. It was practice, thank goodness. It wasn't Sunday morning.
I thought you were going to tell me she ran out and walked him or something. Mama.
He was noted for that around town.
Well, didn't they arrest him? Nobody.
I think he was a purifier or somebody glover, so they didn't
They didn't mess
do
with
it.
him. They
No.
just let him go.
He was never.
Now
there.
these are pictures after Reconstruction.
Wow.
And here's the house, Mr. Henderson's house. You know where Alice lived?
Yeah.
Now, of course, Alice is not in that.
No. C.G. Henderson.
You would not, it would break your heart to see it now, Val. One time
Really.
when I was leaving Walterboro, and I thought, you know, we used to play tennis there and then
Yeah.
play bridge and have lunch and so many, it was such a gorgeous house, just meticulously groomed. So I thought, I think I'll ride in and see it.
Yeah.
It was horrible. It
Hadn't
was
been
just
taken care
wild
of.
with bushes and vines, and the house needed painting. You wouldn't have believed it. It was
Who
sad.
owned it then?
Some woman from the north who came down to work at the hospital.
Y'all had a
And
bunch
wanted
of
a big plantation house.
They loved to come to Walterboro.
people. Apparently so.
All right, this is, of course, up at the, and here's another one, up at the courthouse.
Yeah.
But see how old it is? That was right after Reconstruction.
Yeah. Had to have been.
And these are just some people from back then. These are sites where the Southerners fought the Yankees as Sherman came through. And they used to be a fort here by the river.
Yeah.
And this is the whole part and showing different, we didn't know any of these families, but I think it's nice they had the pictures.
Yeah.
There's the jail.
Yeah.
There's the jail. Here is the Wickman house. And you remember Mary Rivers' daughter, Mary Ann?
Yeah.
That's her, because she and her husband bought that.
That's right. I remember that now.
And Mother discovered her love letters to Peter in the closet. Peter was fooling, didn't burn the love letters.
Oh my goodness.
She told me she shouldn't have been writing things like that in her letters to Peter. I didn't ask her what. But everybody, you know, all the different houses,
Yeah.
it's a museum now.
Yeah.
It was the jail.
Yeah. I remember seeing it as the museum.
All right, now these are a lot, I don't ever remember seeing that. But there's Lehe's house across from the Valeria
Yeah.
house.
Yeah. Minnie Lee Frasier.
Yeah. And here's Drawdy's, where we used to go to buy candy.
Yeah. Drawdy's store.
And this is during the Civil War.
Rice and Collington.
Yeah. All right, let's see. These are some. Let me find the families. That's the Lucas house where Ruthie lived. That's where the Historical Society has bought and redone.
Oh.
And let's see who else's house we remember. The Rivers house. You know Mary Rivers? It was like if you were going to the farm,
Yeah.
and it was a small house.
Yeah.
Okay, whose is that? I know whose that is. That's where
The
Nellie
Fishman.
Kate Murrah lived, and downstairs was a big bottom floor with that massive fireplace taller than a man, and that's where she cooked our wedding cake. She made your wedding cake and she made mine.
Really?
Back then you didn't buy a wedding cake from a bakery. Nellie Kate always made a beautiful cake for your wedding.
Big?
Not that tall.
No. But just big.
But beautiful.
Beautiful cake. Yeah.
I forgot. Oh, that's Rodeline's
Yeah.
house.
I just saw that.
I think one of the sons, wait, did I say the page? We saw that, didn't we? Or did we? Millie Frasier's house. They mention one here. I don't know who's that. Oh, I know who that is. You don't recognize it. That's the Frasier house where Helen and Charlotte lived. But see, that's an old picture before they did it
Sure
over.
is.
And
Yeah,
you
I
wouldn't
never would have
recognize it.
recognized it.
Mm-mm. And there's another view of it. But back then, it was not kept up. Let's see.
Global McLeod.
Yeah, Road Lane, yes.
Lane.
Now, it was pretty. And there's the sign, and I did not know the actual date when Walterboro was settled. 1784.
I didn't know that either. I knew it was the Walter brothers.
Right. But see, it starts here. I didn't know that all of this had been found in Colleton County, but it lists all the prehistoric creatures that they have found bones.
Oh, heaven's sake.
And over here, shark's teeth.
Oh, cool.
You should see these. These are normal.
Those were at